So for me, I found it almost disrespectful this time to call it a revival, because in the 70s, for example, there was a great folklore revival where a lot of the folk traditions that we see today had lapsed and there was a gap in the practice of them. So that is a revival because they're reviving existing traditions. But in this case, I've seen it as a kind of rising, like a renaissance, because this world was already in abundance. And I think when you're an artist, your job almost is to be ahead of the zeitgeist sometimes. You don't necessarily do it on purpose, but that's what you spend your life doing, investigating, reflecting, thinking about things. And I think that it's just this kind of language of the collective unconscious that when we plug into it, it makes us feel larger than ourselves. And also all the contemporary concerns, such as, you know, our post-colonial age in Britain, you know, this feeling of needing to connect to the land. I think somehow all of that can be unlocked within these living folk traditions. It was as if the making of the art now was all about the journey itself. So instead of like overly intellectualizing, having to have all your ideas before, it was as if you were on a journey, and that's how I like to work. And I think that's actually what art's about in its purest form.